Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Hi folks, up here in Tennessee. Went and watched Mason play a football game last night. And Saturday morning, we got Walter's property up here. How many acres you got, Walter?
There's a little over 300 right here.
They got your camper set up, and what's our game plan this morning?
This morning we're going to try and get deer stands ready. We got about 2 weeks, I guess, until season starts. So we've got some stands that we can put these blinds on, and then we're going to move some ladder stands.
Mason, how you feeling this morning after the ball game?
I feel pretty good.
You're not
I wish we would have won last night.
Well, y'all were 3-0 and lost last night, but that's part of it. So.
Yeah, we didn't lose. We just ran out of time.
That's right. All right. So we're looking forward to moving these blinds, get them all set up for deer season in Tennessee. Where we going?
Down the hill.
Okay, hold on folks, I'm gonna ride. Hold on. I'm ready. We're going down this hill? Oh my goodness. There's a pond over there. You been catching any fish?
A little bit. I just don't have time to fish out here, really. I probably caught every single fish in that pond, too. See how big these pastures are?
Yeah, what is smoke?
Love this stuff, but
So this stand been here about 3 years?
Right.
So
I shot a doe out of this 1 year, and then last year I snuck up, the RV's just right down here, I snuck up the hill and there was a good, was he an 8 or a 10 point? A 10 point that I was able to shoot from the ground. Snuck up behind that tree and he was about to go in the tree line over there and was able to shoot him.
cool.
It was a beautiful morning that morning. Mason used to be like 5 or 6 years old and he couldn't reach up that tall, so this was a 4-person job. Now it's a lot easier.
Yeah, you've grown a little bit.
You got it? So it's going to flop on you. I got the bottom. There you go. Go ahead.
That's what's so handy about these stands. They can be moved fairly easy. I like that stand.
Most of the stands we have are 2-person stands just because we were hunting with kids so much. And it gets roomy when you get older and get wider.
Yep. Well, Mason walking behind and holding it. This works out the soreness from last night's ball game, Mason.
it's too wet for this.
It's a little wet. There's a sheep over there. We'll talk about them later. All right, so we're setting this up for bow season coming up, right?
Right. So it'll go the end of September through first part of November, and then first part of November it kicks in with muzzleloader, which will be the rut, and then there'll be 2 or 3 weeks of that, and then it'll go rifle from there. So, so in order for us to put this in a good place, we need to be within 30-40 yards of where the deer are walking. We have an electric fence right here that keeps our sheep in, and so that could be a funnel to make the deer walk around it. And there's a trail heading off that way, and the deer like to bed back on the back side over there. There's a cedar thicket, which is not on our property, but they like to come to our field and eat. So if we catch them in the afternoon, But the downside of being right here is we're up on a hilltop, so in the evening, thermals fall, so it takes your scent down. So really you want to be high in the morning, low in the evening, but we're just trying to make do.
All right.
All right, so I guess we'll ask your viewers, Winston, if they would put a stand right here or over there. So here's the layout. We got south, north, south, north. The winds are predominantly south, southwest. So if they're coming into this field, there's a lot of tracks right here behind us. They come off this hill, and this would be a good place. But if they're coming in further this way, then we want to be further south. I guess the only right answer is to choose one, right? If we choose none of them, if we do nothing, then we're guaranteed nothing.
So you got about the same shot angle?
Yeah, so we got this field. They like to come and eat in this field. So, you know, we have a good shot at that either way. Mason just saw a lot of tracks right here coming in. And they do come and go right here.
Yeah.
Just be a matter of the wind, and, you know, a little difference in angle of wind can really bust you or not.
Yep.
So right there, and we got some cover. We're over there kind of on that open tree.
Huh. What do you think, Mason?
I like this spot.
You like this spot?
Why?
Because I've always seen them up in this corner.
Okay. Well, so it'll be this spot.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't do that.
You need some help?
No, I got it. But I can't pull too hard.
You walk it.
Hard. So I've got it turned, the stand turned, even though we're maybe be shooting out here, the traffic would come here, but if we're shooting bows, we want everything to kind of be to our left. So what's cool about the stand is in the afternoon, the sun will be at our back, it'll be beautiful shade. And
It's leaning like this one. You need to put the bottom in.
see the bracket.
That brace is important.
Yeah, we the metal one broke, so we had to makeshift that.
A 2x4.
Yeah. Is it leaning to the left? I can't tell.
Where do you want me to hook it?
It's good to have it hooked on both patients.
Oh,
So close.
what if you want to get a pole saw and put it on tip of the pole saw?
Yeah, we could get a stick or something.
Hold on.
We just want to see him get mad.
That's frustrating.
And he's all in a funny position up there, stuck under the tree stand.
Okay, he got it.
It only took 2 hours.
No.
It's now almost noon. And when you get trees that are big enough around that you can't reach around them, you can be there forever. And so you can take the end of that strap and wrap it around the top. And then we'll have two straps that are tied into the back, crisscross behind the tree, a brace bar, and then two straps holding the top of it. Last year was the year that Mason shot the buck down with his crossbow.
Yeah.
That was like probably 60 yards. That he got stuck on the stand. He was climbing up and the deer saw him, and they just stood there at a stalemate for about 5 minutes. And Mason finally got down and aimed way over his back and just put it right in it.
That was a nice buck.
It was a nice buck, and it was a great shot. And Mason did a good job of just staying calm and moving slow and reading the deer.
Was it this stand here, or was it one like it?
No, I was down at the bottom.
Yeah.
Back that way. Which is the same place where the neighbor came. When we first came here, a neighbor asked if he could come hunt, and he'd never been hunting before. So Mason and I had seen two good bucks, and so I said, okay, we'll put him down here in the bottom, put up a ground blind for him, and he called 3 or 4 hours later. We got one down.
Yeah, I was here that weekend.
That was a 45.
That was a huge buck. I remember.
So
it always happens. You let somebody come as a guest, and they're gonna get the big one.
Yeah.
It always happens.
So he's asked a few more times if he could come hunt. We said, yeah, you can come shoot all the does you want.
Yeah. You got a lot of does here?
We got a bunch, and so we'll probably thin those out some this year.
I mean, it could be in the way if something was right there.
Is it pretty steady? Are you steady?
Mm-hmm.
You got a good vision? You do?
Can you see off in there?
Is he going to be standing up to shoot a bow, or would it be?
Yeah, he'd be standing.
Be standing? Okay.
You want anything trimmed?
You want to come up here and look?
Yeah, it's amazing how big he looks up in that stand now. I just remember just a little kid. He just put a little bitty dot up there. Now he's just a grown man.
That's a special sight right there, folks. Walter and I are talking about Mason was a little boy up in these stands, and now he's a young man up there. Wow, you're right.
He's 6 foot 165, I guess. It's a lot different than
yeah, that little boy. Yep.
However much that way.
Time flies. Okay.
I think that's good, don't you?
Yeah.
That limb's not in the way, so you can.
It's good because it gives you a little cover.
Yeah.
So I was driving down this hill that comes down from the RV, and I see this pretty green field with a lot of green grass for our sheep to eat. And then I look across the fence, which is the neighbor's place, and it's just dry and dirty. And so what we've been really trying to do for these sheep is try to get the soil in balance. And so we have soil tests. So whenever we fertilized and handled soil amendments, we did that. But then for the sheep, they have mineral. And the box for their mineral has every different mineral in a different compartment. And so when their body tells them they need potassium, they eat potassium. When they need any other mineral, they go get that. And so this grass, you got clover, you got fescue, you got timothy, you've got foxtail millet, you've got Cerisa lesbideza. Those are the only names I know. I can't believe I just said them all right there. But, it's really good. So for sheep, you want to have grass that's probably 18 inches down to about 5 inches. You don't want the grass to get below 5 inches because they can get a lot of parasites or down at the bottom of the plants. So we'll come and let them eat in a certain area. We'll fence them in that certain area, and then we'll take them off up and move them to another. And that where they ate gets 45 days of rest.
45 days. Okay.
45 days so that the grass regenerates and so that the parasites don't have a chance to reproduce.
That's cool. We're going to take a look at the sheep later, but that's good.
This pond is so hungry.
There's a kayak from Sunjammers in the pond. That's cool. I love that pole on. Look at all that hay. Y'all been making hay. The old fireplace, the old settler's cabin right here.
this is the stand where Mason shot the buck last year.
Okay.
And I've tried to leave it grown up around here. I bush hogged some areas, but I've tried to leave us a lot of cover. And
Yeah.
Yeah, he wouldn't even be able to see me
Yeah.
right now. Like same
I guess y'all call this a chimney stand?
yeah, call this the old home place.
The old home place. That's the early settlers. That's cool how they laid all that stone. And they had that heat because that's all the heat they had. Cool.
There's a hole up in the top.
Yeah.
Just a perfect hole. See it?
Yeah, I see that.
So I asked a local what that hole was for, and he said they would put a piece of metal pipe coming out of that hole and it would radiate heat out into the room.
Yes. A lot of flowers.
Green chairs up there?
A lot of wildflowers. Look at the insects on here. 1, 2, I don't know what they are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them. They're on all of them. Ooh. There's some bees too. All right, set it up. I get carried away looking at the birds, the bees.
Metal on this side, you gotta kind of shake it out.
This is what I'm talking about, putting a stand, putting a nice platform up.
There,
So what are you doing, Mason?
we've got nails up here, so we're just hooking the little loops in the nails.
So you shot that big one, you shot one from here last year, or you?
Yeah, so we were walking up, and I was coming to climb up, and so the hill drops off right here.
Yeah.
And so I got up this ladder about halfway, and right where it drops off, he was kind of down there, so we couldn't see him standing here. But right when I got up on that ladder, we saw each other, so I was just stuck with a crossbow and one hand on the ladder, kind of holding myself for like 5 minutes. And then I was like, I can't hold myself anymore, so I kind of just had to like slowly let down. And then I got to the bottom and leaned up on the thing and shot, and you could see my arrow go like down the hill because it was just such a far shot.
So he was down the hill, down here? How far off was it? I'm gonna climb up here. Hold on, Mason, I'm gonna climb up here. Okay, I've climbed up here a little bit. So the deer was down there?
He was down on that hill, and so he was turned straight at me, and so when I got down to the bottom, I kind of just waited for him to turn broadside, and as soon as he did, I shot, and you can see my arrow just go down that hill and hit him right here.
That was a great shot.
Yeah, so then he ran off down and jumped that fence at the bottom of the hill, ran through the creek and ran up the hill and died up on the hill.
Cool.
So he ran probably 100 yards.
This is gonna be a good stand here. All right, we're gonna put some comfortable chairs.
Winston, so the other good thing about sheep grazing all this ground is the sheep and the deer digestive systems are the same, and they like the same type of stuff to eat. So that helps us in the hunting season.
That's a good point. Do they pay attention to each other?
The neighbors who like to watch out their windows all the time say that if the sheep are in the field, the deer won't come in it. And I don't know if it's because of the sheep or because of the guard dogs.
Ah.
All right, what you doing, Mason?
Just strapping this down. So the way you set these things up is you just pop them out and they kind of lock in. So this will keep it locked out so that wind or whatever won't collapse it. And it just keeps it more sturdy if you get it in on all 4 sides. And then we've got it hooked into these nails down here, so hopefully it won't go anywhere.
Is it fun to come to your ground blind and have it be all collapsed when you're trying to sneak in early one morning?
No. Especially not when it's wet, too.
Or snowy?
Yeah.
But you don't have a snow problem in Panama City? We haven't used this feeder in probably a year. And the feeder actually has the bear claw bites from where it was on your property down there in Calhoun County.
It sure does.
We tried to seal it up. But yeah, we just had good intentions with feeding, but with as much deer as we see and as much food as they have to eat naturally, it's just throwing money on the ground.
Yeah. This blocked the road. The wind done blow down. Water washed it down. This is a creek down here, and the force of that creek, we know about the force of water. You see what it's done. have force of water in hurricanes than they have it when the creek is blowing by. All this is. So all this, what happened?
About 3 weeks ago, I guess. This area got, within a 24-hour period, got 17 inches of rain. The previous high in the state of Tennessee had been 14 inches in a 24-hour period, so it was 17 inches. So all these rocks went out in our fields and took out some of our fence down there, but a town about 30 minutes from here was just...
That was Waverly down there, about 30 minutes from here.
There were about 500 homes that were just completely inundated.
That is the same rain y'all got here then? And it just swept through here and knocked the tree down? And
well, the tree was down, but it was further that way, so it pushed it all this way, and you'll be able to see the debris line where it's about halfway through the field right here, halfway through, and all these rocks came out, and then basically the whole creek tried to reorient itself.
Goodness
gracious.
gracious. How many inches of rain was it?
17.
In a 24-hour period?
Right.
Goodness gracious.
People woke up in their beds. Like one lady told me, I woke up, I thought I'd wet my bed.
Now you went over there the next day?
The next day. And the lady said she woke up in her bed and thought she had wet the bed, and then put her feet to the floor, and she was thigh deep in water.
Good.
So it just came all of a sudden. It wasn't like a gradual rise and, oh, we should leave. It was all of a sudden there.
Boom. All right.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.